It's me, Kim, abuela, grandma, whatever you want to call me. I am now making my list of the 10 items that I would be taking with me if I were on alone. So let's go through the ones that I've chosen. I've chosen 8. I have room for 2 more. I have a list of wants. Obviously, I can't take everything on my want list. So let's go over what I do have. First of all, I put down that I want a sleeping bag, and I wish that were part of the standard things that they give you, but it isn't. And I already know I want to be warm. I'm not going to freeze. I need to be able to sleep warm. So I'm taking the warmest, fluffiest sleeping bag there is. If there's a sleeping bag that's made to go down to 300 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, that's the bag I'm taking. You'll see up there that I put no pad or hammock. They let you can get a sleeping pad. That would be helpful because the ground would be hard. It would also help keep the cold off you, but I'm going to build a good shelter and I'm going to build a good bed that will be up above the ground, so I don't need the pad. Same thing with the hammock. And besides that, I think hammocks are kind of cold because the cold air can blow underneath you, so no to the hammock. I put down that I want a tarp. I think a tarp would be really helpful until I get my permanent shelter made that can be used to keep the rain off me, so I will have a tarp. I can take 80 meters of paracord. That's quite a bit of paracord, and you can use string for anything. And paracord's really, really tough, so definitely I want paracord. Now, I put that will take a pot with a lid, not a frying pan. You had an option. The pot cannot be any bigger than 2 quarts. I'm going to take the biggest pot that I have. I debated, that I can. It'll be 2 quarts, not 1 quart, but 2. I debated about the frying pan, but I decided, anything that I did with a frying pan, I could probably also do with the pot. And with the pot, I can make a soup, I can make tea, I can sterilize my water, so I went with the pot. You're allowed to have a fishing line. I can't remember how much it is, but it's a lot of fishing line, and 25 hooks. So I'm going to take that. You're not allowed to bring snares, lures or anything like that, but I've always just hunted with bait, so that's what I'm going to do. I feel confident with my fishing. I put down that I'm going to take a knife. Right now, I'm not sure on the size of knife. It depends on whether or not I choose that Leatherman, so we'll come back to the knife. I'm going to bring a saw and a shovel, and there's kind of a story behind the 2 of those. Originally, I was going to bring a shovel and an axe, but then when I was watching one of the episodes, there was a guy who brought a small shovel, which is what you're allowed, not a full-size shovel, but a small one that could fit in a pack, and he had sharpened the edges of that shovel so that he was using it kind of like an axe to chop off small branches, chop off leaves, things like that. And so I thought, okay, I could do that. That's a really good idea. I also noticed in some of the episodes that a lot of people were using saws to saw off branches, saw down small trees. And I thought, that's better than an axe, because the reality is I don't really know how to use an axe. I'm not going to be chopping down any big trees. I'm not going to chop down a living tree. I'm not really big on chopping firewood. I can saw it if I have to, but a lot of times when we go camping, we just put an edge of the log into the fire and then just keep sliding it forward as it burns. So that's probably what I'll do. So I opted for the saw and the shovel, which I'll sharpen on the edges, because I think those 2 tools would be more helpful for me. Now let's go over my wants. I want a water bottle. I want to be able to carry water with me everywhere I go. I want soap because I like to be clean. I like to wash my hands. I want dental floss because I hate it when I get something stuck between my teeth. It absolutely drives me crazy. I want a towel because if I get in the water to bathe or I wash my hands or whatever, I want to be able to dry off. I want trapping wire so that I can snare rabbits and eat them, even though I don't know how to skin and prepare a rabbit. But if I were actually doing alone, that is something I would research. So you can bet I would know how to set a snare, I would know how to kill the rabbit, dress it, and eat it. They give you several food items like jerky, you could take a trail mix, something like that. It would be nice to have a few food items to fall back on. And then of course there's my Leatherman. Why do I want that? For the fingernail clippers. plain and simple. I want it for fingernail clippers. I just don't know if I can stand not being able to clip my nails. I have clipped them. There they are, nice and short. That is how I like my nails. If they get longer than that, I'm not happy. So that's how I want my nails to be. By the way, you'll notice that I put smiley faces on whenever I have a double O. I just do that because when I put two O's together, they already look like their eyes. So I finished filling in the eyes and I add a little mouth to them. All right, let's go through my wants. As you can see, I have room for 2 more, so I'm going to have to narrow down those wants. Okay, first of all, I've been thinking a lot about this, and dental floss has to go. It drives me crazy, but maybe I can pick it out with a fingernail. Maybe I can use my fishing line and use that. So I'm getting rid of the dental floss. Also, I'm going to get rid of the food items. The whole point of this is being able to live on the land. I feel like food items is just going to prolong my time there. I don't think it's going to be enough to make me win, so I'm getting rid of the food items. Water bottle soap. I would like to have a water bottle, but I'm going to have to do without that. I'll have to drink out of my pot that I sterilize the water in. Contestants on Alone are allowed to use anything that they find out there, and occasionally I've seen people find cans, I've seen them find a water bottle, you know, a plastic one. So I'm hoping maybe I'll find something out there that I can use to hold my water, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now, soap. I really want soap. But again, I think I'm going to have to forego the soap. You know, back when my grandma was alive, my great-grandma, she would make soap. I know that you use lye from fire. I know that you use animal fat. I don't know what else you use, but maybe I'll just make my own soap. Or maybe I'll just learn to go without, so I'm getting rid of the soap. I'm down to 3. And now it's coming really, really hard, and I'll tell you why. First of all, that towel. I'm thinking I am going to want to go into the water once in a while just to kind of bathe off. I will definitely be rinsing my hands off to clean them. I want to be able to dry myself off. I feel like having something to dry myself off on is huge. On the other hand, I am allowed that short sleeve t-shirt, which I was planning on using for sleeping, but maybe I could use it to dry myself on. I don't know. Trapping wire. I mean, if I can trap something, if I can trap a rabbit and eat it, or a fowl or something, that would be huge. That would be a really, really good thing to have. So I don't know. And then the Leatherman. Why do I want the Leatherman? It's got a lot of tools in there, but I don't think I'll really use them. The knife's smaller than I want, but it's got those fingernail clippers, and I really want to be able to clip my nails. I just don't know if I can stand to trim my nails with a knife. So I don't know. I just don't know. I'm going back to this trapping wire. Could I use something like the paracord? Or would the rabbit see it? Could I use fishing line? I know that on one of the episodes I watched, a contestant used fishing line, but the rabbit broke the line. It wasn't strong enough, so I'm thinking that that's not going to work. And then I go back to that towel. I don't want to really have to use my clothes to dry off. I need to keep my clothes dry, so I don't know. I'm down to 3. Towel, trapping wire, Leatherman. What's it going to be? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to end this video right now. I am going to cut one of my fingernails with a knife and see how that works for me. If it works, I can get rid of the Leatherman. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to have to get rid of something else because long fingernails drive me crazy. I know that I can't do this with long fingernails. So check out my next video and see which one of the 3 I got rid of.